Oh, hello. Anyway, we have a game for you here today. We have Bubble Mango playing as the Turks, and we have Lord X playing as the Huns. As you probably already read in the description, this is a full scout build. Now, I know that because the person who sent this in to me is Bubble Mango, and he's gonna go for scouts. I actually don't know what elo he is, but we talked a bit on Reddit, and he mentioned that some of my posts inspired him to try hard and practice some weird strats, and this is a strat that he came up with. And so far, it looks like a pretty good play. We have 6 on food, and I wonder if the next one is going to go to wood, or if we're not going to see that at all. Okay, it is going to wood, and yeah, pretty standard stuff in the Dark Age. Meanwhile, over here we have Red's villager going to wood as well, and we're going to speed this up, just get into a little bit of that action, and to see kind of gauge what the elo is over here. Ooh, nice block, although it kind of stopped his elephant from getting in there, but you know what, whatever. Now going for the long lore over here is Bubble Mango. And let's see if he gets that without too much trouble. Yeah, that looks very, very clean. And he does manage to get that very, very, very smoothly. Villager population is equal, as is the scout. And check this out. We got scouting going on. I probably want to scout your opponent at this point. Around the 4-minute mark is a good time, especially when you've scouted all of your resources. Does not want to leave even a single patch of black. He's going to push in the deer. I actually do really like that with a scout build, getting some of the extra resources. You're going to find your opponent fast enough because you do have scouts. And you definitely want to go faster because if he gets those walls up, you're not going to be able to do a whole bunch of damage. Let's see what Red is going for over here. Getting another zebra, pushing in deer as well. Let's check out Red's perspective real quick. What can he see? Okay, so both players taking advantage of their deer. Now, I know my map looks a little bit weird and a little bit different here, and that's because I have a mod on to see if you look at all vision. And it's actually not correct. I guess it's kind of correct. But it's kind of to indicate where your opponent might be. And honestly, I just like the circle there because it helps me kind of gauge the distance and whatnot. So I know it's kind of a silly mod, but it helps me out, and I like it there. Just like I like the idle villager mod. A lot of you don't have idle villagers, and I totally respect that as well. That's how you want to play the game. And some people say, oh man, using idle villager mod and stuff like that, that's kind of like cheating or borderline cheating. But then again, we've had a lot of quality of life improvements as well with, for example, auto scout and reseeding of farms. I'd love to hear your opinions about it. I'm not opposed to anything myself, but I'm also open to a healthy discussion, I suppose. I don't know, or you can just yell at me if you don't want to have a healthy discussion. That's fine as well. And it looks like both players are up to feudal around the same time. Blue actually a little bit slower is going to go transition into more wood. Very interesting. You would think that he would need way more food to maintain the amount of scouts that he's planning on producing, but nothing wrong with 2 lumber camps, and is going to be able to crank out a whole bunch of food. A whole bunch of scouts even still. I think the idea here is that he's going to transition more and more into farms, and he wants to have plenty of wood to do so. So we'll see as soon as he goes up if he is going to get that horse collar tech and the double bit axe tech, which I'm expecting he might. Meanwhile, Red is already up. There is the barracks a little bit late. You kind of want the barracks to be up as soon. Oh, and here come the walls already. Blue did manage to scout Red's base and knows where he is, but these berries are not going to be easy to take, especially if scouts come forward. We'll see what the follow-up here is. So he rushes it up with 3 villagers. You definitely want to build that a little bit sooner. And stables. We're going to have scouts against scouts. And does Blue have a... let's see, this is pretty nice. Right as when Blue goes to feudal, he is able to have his barracks up as well. And hopefully, we will see more scouts on the way. He does go for that double bit axe. Is he also going to grab horse collar right away? Doesn't look like he has quite enough resources. Oh, Of course, I am on Red's perspective here. So Red going to go straight into scouts, is already producing scouts, so he's going to have a slight advantage in numbers in that regard. And meanwhile, Blue does look like he has enough for double bid X himself. And Horse Collar, are we going to see Horse Collar? Ooh, scouts and knights immediately. And now the question is always, how much damage can you actually do with these scouts? And ooh, that's a scout lost, it looks like, for Red. Did have the HP advantage, but kind of throwing that away now, and that is one scout up. Numbers really, really matter, especially if you don't have good micro. Numbers can matter more than upgrades depending on the numbers. And ooh, does get Horse Collar, but is plopping out those farms a little bit early. Would have been nice if you saw a little bit of food remaining, just so that when Horse Collar comes in, then you build the farms, because now, wait, okay, yeah. So this one did get the upgrade, and this one did not get the upgrade. You see the difference that makes? It's not huge, but every small advantage starts to snowball into a larger advantage. That's how pros are able to, well, win. And let's see how this fight goes. This engage over here, it's 3 against 2, but there's another one over here now. Higher HP, but that scout isn't quite in the battle yet, so we're pretty even. Although that scout definitely needs to follow. Oh no! Does have to run away now because he has 2 weak scouts. So that's what I was saying with the numbers. The numbers really, really matter in this regard, and it does have some spearmen to protect that. Do we see Red transitioning into anything else? There is the archery range as well. That's kind of what I was expecting Huns to do, because their ultimate composition is definitely not from the stable. They want to go cav archers in Castle Age, so definitely expect him to transition slowly into archers and maybe spearmen that he can turn into pike later on in Castle. But once again, this is a full scout rush. I don't see a whole bunch of scouts being produced from Blue. I mean, I don't know. It could very well not be. We could very well see knights at some point, or something crazy in that nature. Definitely has a whole bunch of wood. Would like to see him transition some of that wood into food by means of, yeah, okay, building additional farms now, very nice. Is keeping a good eye on his wood numbers. Need about 6 farms in order to produce villagers, and I forget the exact number of villagers required to keep producing scouts, but 11 seems very, very healthy, at least for the time being, although he could even use additional farms. Meanwhile, over here, let's try and find a villager. Villager numbers are very, very even at this point, and it does look like there is a archery range and archers being constructed. Now, archers against scouts are terrible in the beginning, but as it progresses, as you get a bigger and bigger mass, you can one-shot a scout, and that really, really makes a huge difference. I also realized that I didn't have my microphone in the correct position. I really hope that didn't matter too much. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave it at the old position and hope that you guys can still follow along with what I am saying. I think you should be able to, but if you're not, then I'm going to have to record this whole game again, which I really don't want to do. So always technical issues on my end. And look at this base. This is really nice. I like this wall. It's not a full wall, but it doesn't matter. You don't necessarily need a full wall. He knows now that the pressure is going to come from over here, or the pressure is going to come from over here, and he can very easily maneuver these spearmen either in this position or that position, depending on what he requires. And these scouts are going to run in. Are they going to be able to find any damage in the back here? He does have the defense upgrade, but no attack upgrades yet. Does look like one, but now engaging against the spear is not good, and yeah, definitely want to run those away. Don't want to lose military units unnecessarily. Can he find a weak villager on the prowl here? No, not quite. Now archers coming forward, and that could be somewhat problematic, especially since this gold is so forward. You may have noticed that I don't really like to talk about gold positions and only the forward gold. I only really like to talk about that when it becomes relevant, and in my opinion it hasn't been relevant until just this point, because now this gold could definitely be pressured. But we already know that the Turkish player wants to go into full scouts, and that is a lot of scouts. He is going to attack that, and definitely needs to have an engage. Quickly bring that scout over as well, and this I think is going to be a good fight for Blue if he can get those scouts down. Those archers are dropping like flies. One scout remains. 2 and 2 archers. It's going to be pretty close, but now is able to clean it up because the archers are in such low numbers, and these reinforcements just coming a little bit too late. Ooh, is going to engage against that scout. Didn't really like that, but you know, that's a minor thing. He had those guys forward and he brought them back. And I think blue can be pretty happy with that engage overall. It's getting that armor upgrade now, as well as Bloodlance has just come in, so they're fully upgraded scouts. And these guys are tanky. They are super duper tanky, and I'll show you why in a second, because they get an additional pierce armor from simply being Turks. They're Turkeys, so they are jerkies. They get an additional pierce, so +4. So this is actually quite favorable against these archers who are doing 4+1. You have 4 pierce defense, so all of a sudden those archers are only doing 1 damage against you. So you really need to have spearmen with them in order to make that work. And he could use his own spearman now against his spearman. Ooh, does get a couple of hits in there. That's not good. Engage against those spears and take out. Yes, very nice engage. Catches them completely off guard. Does need to make sure that these spearmen go down. Ooh, does get 1 scout there. But now these archers could take down these spearmen. This is kind of the awkward rock, paper, scissors kind of scenario over here. And meanwhile we have, ooh, it looks like a spearman against a spearman. I think that's a spearman body. Nope, that's a Vil. That is most definitely a villager. Sorry I missed that. Blue trying to send a villager forward. Would also like to see, ooh, another stable produced. Oh yeah, there is another stable, and that stable is right over here. Okay, so double stable production. More and more scouts being produced. But red already up to castle. This could spell disaster if blue is not able to make it happen. Right here, right now. You gotta run these guys around. You can't lose those 2. Oh no. Oh, that's painful to watch. Oh no, no, no. Oh, does not have a nice micro there, and is going to take that fight. Is going to get rid of that spearman and could clean up all these archers, especially since they're only doing 1 damage. And definitely should focus fire down this weak one as my computer slowly drops frames. I'm sorry about that. I do have an absolute toaster. I will at some point invest on getting what just happened? Better computer, but you know what? Cost moolah, you know? And while finding a lot of damage is red with simply some spears, meanwhile trying to get through over here with some spears as well, but double walls behind that. And I don't think blue is going to be liking his position, bubbly mango, that is. Once his opponent hits, does have to definitely focus down those spearmen. I don't know if that's the greatest engage, but once again with that pierce armor you can actually run underneath TCs. Is trying to save his archer, but does lose a spearman. Don't know if this is the best trades. Red definitely looks like he's in a stronger position, even though the score is very, very even. Let's look at the total number of Vil cap. Yeah, blue's up 10 villagers, but didn't click up to castle. Has been producing villagers, so that's really, really good. And now the cav archers are going to go up. How are you going to fight cav archers with scouts? And look at this tanky boy over here. Those villagers are eventually going to clear up that scout, but that's 1 villager down already, and the score differential, or the villager differential I should say, is increasing. Maybe could even find some more. Ooh, is going to go for that weak one. Can he snipe that? Could even run under the TC, because the TC is not doing a whole bunch of damage. Total of 7 against the 4 pierce armor, which you see right here. A lot of people don't even know what this means. They play Age of Empires forever and they have no idea. So every shot of the TC is doing 3 total damage. Can he get some more villagers? More idle eco. Definitely keeping red occupied is blue, but how can you keep producing? He's going for it. He's going full Ploppy. He's going full Ploppy. He's producing more and more scouts. Meanwhile, there's this 1 spearman. Let me get that house down. Let me break it all down. Let me get that house down. But we shouldn't focus on that. We should focus on the action that is in the front. And I think it's worth maybe going up to castle yourself and maybe getting light cav or something in that nature, because now this ball of cav archers is slowly getting out of control. 6, okay, you can handle that, but 10, 12. Ooh, let's get an engage, and this could actually be a really good engage. Although they should be faster, they should have those upgrades. He's going to try and chase them down. Don't think he even managed to kill a single one of them. No, there's still 6 cav archers over here, and he's just running to get those cav archers down. That's kind of funny. And let's see how good Red's micro is, because he should be able, especially if he gets the increased movement speed, which I don't think he has, should actually be able to take this fight. And look how little damage they do. And goes for the hill, nice. Is he going to choose to engage at this point? I think you kind of have to run back. Ooh, gets one. Okay. This is a mass of scouts. Chase them down! And more over here, doing some harassing in the front as well, fully transitioning into cav archers. Another TC, so now you're producing out of 2 TCs, which should bring those villager numbers closer and closer. But Bubble Mango up to 57 villagers. I think at this point you gotta just keep pushing. You see the score is up. You cannot afford to go to castle. And look, he's not even on gold. But you do need to make sure that you are spending that wood if you are Bubble Mango. So Bubble Mango, if you are seeing this, make sure that these villagers transition into, yeah, exactly, more farms. And more farms are indeed being constructed. It's like he's listening to me, man. It looks like all of these scouts did eventually get cleared up. Is it 4 scout production now? Yes! Yes! Keep scouting. This reminds me of Tato, when Tato went for full feudal against somebody who was in Imperial Age. And that is a lot of cav archers at this point. And they do have the +2 attack and +1 melee as well as pierce defense. So that is quite a bit. I don't think he can engage comfortably. I think you gotta... Ooh, I definitely don't want to lose it against all of those pikemen. No, 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 no! Oh, no. Oh. I'm just watching this, and this is painful, but they are fully surrounded. But there's so many more. There's so many more. He is streaming them in one-on-one. Definitely don't want to take that engage. And you want to spread out these scouts as much as possible. He did actually get some really good value there. He got some pikemen right there with this. And once again, he is still way ahead in terms of eco. It doesn't look like Red can really maintain villager production, and Blue is slowly sniping off villagers left and right. But now, how do you deal with these cav archers? Can these cav archers actually run in? Okay, good. There is okay, yeah, okay. There is no hole there, because there's always a hole. But oh man, should realize that there's a hole in the back here, and these 2 pikemen could actually get in. That one guy. Oh, nice catch from Bubbly Mango, because that could have been game right there if those cav archers get in. And he realizes that the cav archers are in the front, so it does take a big engage over here. I don't know if that's the best engage for him. Yeah, pikemen absolutely clean this up. You need to have several squads, but all of Red's eco is completely idle. Can he pull this off? Oh, and these scouts are chasing this down. Want to get some villagers over here. Another hole, another hole. No, 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 no. If these cav archers run in, it could be game. It could be game right here. You definitely got to build a house. Come on, Bubbly Mango, you've been doing so well. Don't let Red now dominate. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And these 2 pikemen have just been here forever. And this is not a good trade at all. I don't think... Okay, it looks like 2 of them went down in the long run there. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to take good trades if your eco is better. And indeed, Blue's eco is significantly better, although he is dropping now in score. He is up to castle. Finally is up to castle. And that could make a huge difference, because he could get the additional speed on his scouts. And he could also get... additional defense and additional attack on his scouts that would really help him out against these CA. More pikemen are being produced. And can you even justify going into more scouts here? I say yes. Yes. Stick with your... That's such terrible advice. Stick with your guts. Keep pushing. If it's not working, make it work. This reminds me of a game that I played with Ploppy where I went for the full ram rush. Oh, he's trying to get a cheeky spot there, but he's not going to be able. And wow, he cleans it all. He cleans it all up. His base at home is well protected at this point. He doesn't need to worry. I was going to say, it reminds me of a game where Ploppy and I tried to do the ram rush on Arena, and we got absolutely massacred. I tried to do a ram rush, got castle dropped. The player built a whole bunch of axemen. Kind of did a meme strategy on us, to be honest with you. Which is totally fine. And then I tried to ram down the castle, obviously, but he had all the axemen, and it did not work at all. Meanwhile, Ploppy was Aztec showing up to do some conversions. But but I engaged a little bit early, so it was totally my fault that we lost that game. I can take responsibility for my mistakes. Even archers being destructive, I think that's a misclick. Yeah, for sure that's a misclick. Does need to engage against those. Pike, light cav did come in. Additional defense upgrades are coming in. Wow, a lot is happening for sure. What a game. I haven't even been able to finish this Ploppy story. So anyway, at a certain point we were just like, you know what? We're just gonna we're gonna force this out. We're gonna take down that castle. And we built more and more rams. I had like 13 rams and lost all of them. Every single one. Oh, there's a hole here. I don't think that... Does blue realize that? There's a hole right here? I don't think red realizes for sure, and that Pikeman is going to get taken down, and slowly these stables are getting taken down. Attack upgrade coming in, speed coming in, and wow, another nice clean up from Bubbly Mango against Lord X. Lord X definitely needs to keep these cav archers alive. Needs to be able to one-shot them, but that's very, very difficult against light calves that are Turkish, because they get +5, and now all of a sudden, let's see if we can find one of the... Oh, he's going full pike at this point. There are no more CA being constructed, at least that I see, and I actually think that's a very good decision. If your opponent is so heavy... Oh, is he going to try and take that into TC? Oh, no, he's just going to swoop every single thing that is underneath. And look at how much damage the TC is in. 7, right? 7 per shot. And over here, we have 5 defense. So 2 damage per shot. So these scouts are staying alive forever. Absolute insanity. The Turkish scout rush is no joke. And you definitely don't want to be streaming this in one at a time. Can definitely surround us. And even is fighting inside of the arrow fire. And it's looking worse and worse for red at this point. Still down a total of 21 villagers. Now obviously could have a big swing. And what is this? What is this? Oh, Bubbly Mango. You cheeky... I told you that guy was going to take down the house and he was going to get in here and do some damage. He's like, I'm going to get you. You can't run from me. He got one. He's gonna poke another one to death. I got you. What do you think you're doing? Oh, a bunch of idols there. I think he did now realize that he's being attacked back here. But didn't quite... What is this? What is... I know I should be looking over here, but he does get that one. Okay, let's look over here. CA now. Bubbly Mango said, Lord X, you can do CA all you want, but I am going to do Cav Archers as well. And I think that's actually a really good choice, because that is kind of the counter unit to Help, and he does have a whole bunch of benefit from all of those. I wanted to say armor upgrades, but of course armor upgrades don't apply. You need to get the range upgrades for them. He does benefit from, I believe, bloodlines on them, and he also benefits from the faster speed, but those CA are just getting thrown away willy-nilly against those Helps. Yeah, Helps good play from Lord X, and he's gonna have full upgrades on these Helps pretty soon. Meanwhile, is this one? Okay, he did die. He did die. He did realize, and he did take him down. That's a good thing right there. Don't want to have bad things happening to people, especially if it's you. Monks. Okay, those Cav Archers, you know, we're not too convinced on them. Although he is building additional Cav Archers, but Cav Archers are fine. Monks is where it's at. Monks is absolutely where it's at. He is going to try and raid more, and these pikemen are definitely out of position. Should definitely be surrounding these wood lines. He's hit here before, and at this point, if you are facing off against Cav, you got a full wall. I know you don't want to be a waller boy, but that's kind of what you got to do, and these villagers are going to bite the dirt as well, because there's only the capability of a total of 10 to beat. Sorry, there's 15 in here, but they only add 10 additional damage to the whole shabil. I think that's what that means. You can see how much of a pro caster I already am. I have a lot to learn, guys, so if I'm saying stuff wrong, please correct me in the comments. I really don't mind you saying that I'm doing a bad job, or you know, I have something to learn, because I definitely do have a lot to learn about a lot of civs that you guys play, and honestly, seeing this, I want to go for the Scout Rush. It looks really fun. I definitely want to try this one out now. So thank you, Bubbly Mango. I know you said that I inspired you to try a little bit harder and do some crazy strats. Well, it looks like you are quite successful in this. Although this game is super close. I do like that this is going to castle, and he is switching it up a little bit. He isn't too stubborn to just be like, no, only light cav. He is switching it up, and it's working for him. These these cav archers are doing better than Lord X's cav archers, and now Red has to think about what he's going to be transitioning in. It does look like he might be transitioning into cav archers of his own, or maybe he's thinking about transitioning into skirms, as there are so many cav archers, but they do have that mobility. And what I was trying to say earlier is that, Bubbly Mango, you have definitely inspired me to try the full Turkish cav rush. I have to find a good build for that, but I'm sure I can find something on the interwebs. Also, I wasn't expecting to be casting so long, so I'm hoping this game won't go too Imperial. You guys already know. You know more than I do, because you can see the little bar. I mean, I could be talking at the end for like 20 minutes just to make it seem like, but I can't really do that because I don't want to. Ooh, that has a big ball of cav archers though. My goodness, one-shotting villagers left and right. And yeah, transitioning into skirms, that's why I thought that this force is just so mobile. It's gonna probably try and pick off those Pegman one by one. Yeah, very nice. Stopping and shooting, stopping and shooting, stopping and shooting. And I think this is Blue's game to lose at this point. And look at that Q, look at that Q, the amount of eco that he has present, 93 against 61. We can see all of his 1 TC. Is it 1 TC? Oh, okay. There is a second TC that has been constructed. I was going to say, is it 1 TC all the way through? But this second TC makes a lot of sense because of those cav archers and because we want to have gold. And this is a get out of my game castle. This is a doubt your face should not be on there. This is a John, see ya, bye-bye, you are done. Oh, he's building his own defensive castle now. Not a bad play, although this is really not protecting these forwards. I guess this is a pretty okay castle. Doesn't really protect this gold. Yeah, I think that's a good castle, but there's so much over here. There's so much military, and the GG is indeed called, and I think that is a good GG. Definitely played it through all the way that he could. Very annoying indeed. False GG. Oh. It's the fake GG strat. No, well played. You got me. And the GG is indeed called. I wish we could see the chat after the games. That would really make it more interesting for me. Let's look a little bit at the statistics here. We got units killed, we got units lost, blah, 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 blah. Alright, about even, not bad at all. Economy, I was going to say it looks stronger for Bubbly Mango, and indeed, he did get significantly more food, which makes sense for his build, and he also got significantly more gold in the end, and I think that really was because of his society numbers, which was 95 against a high of 63 for Red. He didn't quite get to the population count that he needed to. And I really liked how Blue found that moment to transition into castle. He didn't just go straight castle when Red did. He actually went for more feudal aggression, more feudal aggression, more feudal aggression, and then finally found a window in which he could comfortably go up. So very nice play from him. Look how long Red was castle and Blue was still feudal, but he couldn't really find a time to capitalize on that. Cav archers, I think overall are very slow, and well, they're fast units, but they're slow to get the mass up. Once you have that critical mass, like we saw Blue get at a certain point, or I should say Bubbly Mango, then it really starts to spiral out of control because you can one-shot absolutely everything. And thank you guys so much for walking. Please don't run. Keep on walking.